Happy October, everybody! And October is personally one of my favorite months of the year. It's Halloween weekend. It's the time to get scared and watch horror movies and everything else. But the thing is that I've been thinking about doing this for a while. Now, if you guys saw my videos, like my PewDiePie videos, you kind of see that I do get scared pretty easily, and I'm not going to hurt myself to say it, I do like to get scared. In fact, I do get scared by a lot of things. I mean, I can't really blame myself. A lot of people get scared of a lot of things, and some of them are even afraid to even admit it, which is okay. Now, for the topic like this, it mostly involves movies and video games. And since it's October, I've been thinking about doing my top 10 things that did scare me from childhood to the modern times. And that's kind of the reason why I want to do this list. Both to embarrass myself, but to entertain you guys as well. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to ask me to do requests to watch some more scary videos. And after this, you're going to probably watch the clip that I'm afraid of. Anyway, let's just get this started. This is my top 10 things that has scared me. Spider-Man on the PlayStation is one of my favorite games I've always played on the PlayStation, and I still do play today. It's got some nice colorful graphics, some really nice gameplay, the combat's pretty good, and the characters are all pretty cool. However, this is also the first game that did scare me for once. At the ending climax of the game, you finally get to face off against Dr. Octopus and the Carnage. But after you defeat both of them, something actually happened that I honestly never expected.
The symbiotes. One I've met anyway. Take a breather, Spidey. It's over. Well, just another day in the life. Whoa! What the? Is that rock?
Fuck this game. I'm throwing it into the trash. By the way, just to clarify, that was actually my real reaction that I did 13 years ago. After I saw that, I never played this game for over a week. I had to get my dad to play this with me, and he was laughing his ass off once he saw my reaction to it. All I can say is, now it's not that scary, but back then, good God, I'd never been so terrified. All I can say is this is probably my first jump scare of my life. About 15 years ago, my dad just bought the PlayStation, and he just bought a new game that came out recently at that time. I never saw what the cover was, I never even knew what the game was, but I always sit around with him playing the game, and what I saw for the very first time was this. Dad, what is that? Resident Evil on the PlayStation is the very first survival horror game that I've ever seen. Hell, it's actually the very first horror game I ever even knew about. This actually existed when the horror games actually became, well, horror games. Now, some of you might say that this game isn't scary. Well, let's just say that back at the time, I was scared shitless. Not just only the intro, the whole entire game. Like the very first time you see this zombie. Not only that, there are dogs, there's these Wolverine mutant things, there's this giant spider. Everything about this game got me so terrified when I was a kid. I haven't got the chance to play the actual game till I was 17 years old. That is a really long time to go for. Even though this isn't scary anymore, as you guys might say that, even though I bet you will, but still, you gotta give this game credit that it definitely did scare me. It probably scared a lot of kids too back at the time. That and introduced me to a very awesome character. We still love you, Barry. If there is one movie that I have never forgotten when I was a kid, that would be Jumanji. A movie that is supposed to be for kids, yet it scares the shit out of them at the same time. What film do you know has nature coming after you just by playing a board game? Main actor Robin Williams was kind of the reason why I wanted to see this movie. After his portrayal of the genie, Mrs. Doubtfire, and Peter Pan, I was looking forward to see this, but I never expected anything that came out of it. a little boy getting sucked into a game, a rack of bats coming out of the chimney, a giant mosquito, raging monkeys, a lion. a man-killing hunter, a huge stampede, a crocodile, and giant friggin' spiders. Good God, this movie is insane! But hey, speaking of something that was actually advertised for kids, you may or may not remember the game The Heart of Darkness. It's a classic game where you go around shooting monsters and try to save your dog. It just typically looks like an average kid's game. Now you might be asking what's so scary about an innocent game like this. Is it the creatures? Well, not really. Is it the main boss? Oh no. But I'll let you know that's something that actually did frighten me pretty much hardcore. As a kid, playing this kids game? How about you take a look at these footages and tell me if this is how a kid's game would actually go. You see what I'm talking about? It's possible that you guys don't really understand where I'm going here, but the death scenes here are so graphic and so grim, I just can't believe it exists in a kid's game, let alone a cartoonish kid's game. I remember I first showed this to my parents, and they were shocked that this can actually exist in a kid's game like this. I mean, sure, the game still does have some enjoyment, but still, the death scenes are just way too over the top. I'm just gonna go out and say it. I hate clowns. Either way you look at it, Spaulding and Pennywise are by far the most terrifying clowns I've ever seen in a feature film. I know there's more than that, but god damn it, I hate these guys. They just completely define the word disturbing. We still have no idea who Pennywise is or what he is, but all I can say is, he's fucking scary. If I was a child being stalked by this clown, I don't know what the hell I would do or where would I go.
Oh, come back anytime. Bring your friends.
Captain Spaulding, on the other hand, he's not some imaginative character, he's just a psycho wearing makeup.
Most of all, fuck you!
He is one clown that you would never want to joke around with.
What's that about clown business?
Stutter, bitch.
Let me tell you this, if you're a little kid that just saw a clown beat up your mom and tried to steal your car and then he sits right next to you, I would shit myself.
What's the matter, kid? Don't you like clowns? Why? Don't we make you laugh? Aren't we fucking funny? You best come up with an answer, because I'm going to come back here and check on you and your mama. If you ain't got a reason why you hate clowns, I'm gonna kill your whole fucking family. Alright, now get your fucking ass out the car. Come on. Yeah.
Okay, I've had enough of this. Can we please just move on?
This is just a dream. This isn't real. This is just a dream. He isn't real. He isn't real.
What do I need to say about this guy? Freddy friggin' Krueger from the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. What do I need to say about him? Just saying his name already gives me chills and the creeps every time I think about it. Now I want to be clear that I'm not talking about the comedic Freddy where you just laugh at him. I'm talking about the serious and terrifying part of Freddy. Just the idea of having a child murderer getting killed and then gets resurrected into people's dreams and gets killed by him in his dreams that gets killed in real life, that idea alone already gives me the bad dreams. What actually got me so scared of him is when I actually did have a dream about it. I woke up in a boiler room and then I hear the sound of his laughing and his claws scraping around the metal. And then I try as hard as I can to wake up before he gets me. that gets me terrified even more to go back to sleep. If anyone had the same dream as I did, all I can say is you're definitely not alone.
Come to Freddy.
I just want to be perfectly clear. This one is very personal. Like, this one is so personal that it still scares me today. Just by the voice and the way it looks is enough to get me to shit myself. That's all I gotta say. So number 4 is this.
Remember me, Eddie? When I killed your brother, I talked. Yes!
Okay, I just want to be clear that I'm talking about Judge Dim's appearance and his reveal. That's the only thing that still terrifies me to death. Even though this movie does have a few dark scenes and even probably the most tragic cartoon deaths I've ever seen, but this guy is just so... Ugh! Just seeing his satanic eyes and he can impersonate his hands as a frickin' bone saw is just enough to give me the chills. That's about it. I don't want to go any more further than that. I'm not gonna lie, every time that I'm always requested to do this guy's videos, I always say no, because I already know this guy's story and I don't want to know any more of it. After I read that creepypasta, I'd never been so terrified to go to sleep in my life, and it took me months to finally go to sleep. And that guy I'm talking about is Jeff the Killer. I'm not gonna lie, out of all the creepypastas that I have seen, this one is the one that I really want to forget about, but it's really hard to do that. For what this guy is that he terrifies the shit out of me. Ever since I've read his creepypasta, I have never been so scared to even sleep with not only with the lights on, but with a crowbar around my hand. Because now I never get so terrified to hear the words, go to sleep. Well, I hope that is enough to answer your questions, and if you're still gonna continue to tell me to watch his videos, it's never going to happen! And speaking of creepypasta, I bet you were seeing this one coming.
Sorry.
Yeah. I bet you were definitely expecting this guy to be on this list. Well, here you go, number 2 on this list, and I still hate this guy. Just everything about him is already enough to get me terrified of him. His appearance is scary, his piano notes every time he appears is scary, every time he comes closer to you is scary. Everything about this guy is just terrifying to me. And the reason why I haven't played his game for months is because I already know what's gonna happen. He's gonna get me, no matter what. So there you go, number 2, moving on. I'm not gonna lie, through the bottom of my heart, this number 1 means a lot to me. In every way. I've had nightmares about this one. I can't ever sleep again because of this one. I have never been the same ever since. And what's scary, and what's very scary, is that not a lot of people are afraid of her. But all I can say is, number 1 is this. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the one that describes my definition of fear. The first time I saw this movie, I have never been the same ever again. No matter what I do, even if I don't sleep alone, I still don't feel secured. Kayako can appear from anywhere. Once she comes after you, there is no escape. What really terrifies me about Kayako is the way she builds up to her victims, the way she moves, the way she crawls, the way she sneaks up on you, and what is worse is the way she breathes. And once she really builds up, she finally finishes the job in the most scariest way. This is actually a really big deal for me. In this scene, this is actually the first time we actually get to see her, and it's only the few minutes of the opening. Here's another crazy scene. How about the part when Kayako actually grabs you from your own clothing? But I think we can all agree that the scariest scene has to be the part when she comes down those stairs. I swear to God, this is the only time when I would say that I was literally getting scared to death. How frightening would it be to see something like that come on you? I don't want to go on all day about this, but I think you can get it. Kayako is fucking terrifying to me. She may be fictional, and this may be a PG-13 movie, but either way you look at it, she is the only thing that I would say would terrify me to death. And I would be definitely afraid if I had something like that come after me. So that's my top 10 scariest moments from nostalgia to modern. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'm expecting a lot of videos for that, and a bit of embarrassment, but I finally came out of it, so I hope you guys still enjoyed. So that's about it, guys. Until next time, have a good night, and have a happy Halloween.